Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFurgy. I had a freezy. If you're an anime fan, I'm sure you're aware that it's pretty common for characters, particularly main characters, to be pretty stupid. Whether they're clumsy or naive or straight up dumb, anime writers like to make their characters flawed in terms of intelligence. While they all certainly make up for their dumbness through strength, skill, and great bravery, it's pretty funny to watch these heroes make fools of themselves at times. Let me just say, just because I'm calling these characters dumb doesn't mean I don't like them. Some of the strongest characters ever are on this list. Strength doesn't equal intelligence. With no further ado, here are my top 10 stupid anime characters. Number 10. Kenpachi Zaraki from Bleach. Kenpachi is perhaps one of the most bad dudes on this list, but that doesn't mean he can't be dumb. While he does have some redeeming qualities and has moments where he's less of an idiot, Kenpachi often shows himself to be a hothead with little concern for thinking things through. All he cares about is battle and winning battle and finding more battles and then winning those battles. I will say, however, that even though Kenpachi admits to rarely thinking during battle, he is incredibly perceptive when fighting, being able to find and exploit any weakness his opponent may have. But there's more to life than battle, and Kenpachi is something of an idiot in just about every other way. Number 9. Saitama from One Punch Man. This is one of the characters that not only shows himself to be pretty dumb at times, but has been objectively evaluated as dumb. When taking the hero test, while he aced the fitness test, he barely passed the written test, which resulted in him being a C-class hero. While it's true that Saitama doesn't really care what other people think and may not have tried his very hardest on the written test, he shows his naivety rather frequently throughout the series. Number 8. Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Here's the thing with Ash. He lives in this world of Pokemon, he watches all the battles on TV, he's presumably obsessed with all things Pokemon. He should know everything about every Pokemon ever. And yet, anytime he sees a Pokemon, his first instinct is to see what it is in the Pokedex. Whoa, what's that? Oh right, is that creature I've seen on TV a million times. Granted, this can be explained by the fact that they need to tell the audience about the Pokemon in the show, but the fact remains that this aspiring Pokemon master doesn't seem to know a heck of a lot about Pokemon. This is particularly obvious when you look at how he battles, especially early on. Oh, an Onix? Electric type must be awesome against rock. Go Pikachu! Oh snap, an electric type. Squirtle, go get him! No, just no. There are like 15 types of Pokemon. It'll take you an hour or two to learn what beats what. Jeez, go home and sit in the corner. You need a timeout. Also, I'm sure a lot of you are getting mad at me for saying Pokemon and not Pokemon, but it's just what I say. Sorry. Number 7. Susuke Sagara from Full Metal Panic. While Susuke isn't dumb in every sense of the word, being pretty intelligent and cunning in areas pertaining to the military, the lack of diversity in his upbringing has caused him to be pretty ignorant about a lot of common things. For example, when he went to get a haircut, he got freaked out by pretty much every aspect of getting a haircut. Constantly reminding himself, it's just a towel, it's a towel, it's a towel, and eventually freaking out when the barber goes to cut his hair. His ignorance about the outside world definitely puts him on this list. Number 6. Naruto from Naruto. This probably doesn't come as a surprise to many of you. Naruto is one of the most outwardly dumb characters on this list. Like many characters on this list, calling him stupid does not mean I think he's stupid in all respects. But his brash and thoughtless actions often cause problems in both his personal and heroic life. Naruto's kind of inconsistent in this respect because sometimes he actually comes up with solid plans while other times he tries to use explosions while trying to be stealthy. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of Naruto as a character, I just find him to be a bit too far gone, but to each their own. Number 5. Jessie and James from Pokemon. Uh-oh, I'm saying Pokemon again. Sorry, I know it's lame to have 2 points about Pokemon characters when there are so many great animes out there, but my god, these two just lack any common sense. First of all, they fail at pretty much everything they try to do, whether they're laying a trap or wearing the least convincing disguises ever that somehow fool the gang time and time again. They're some of the most useless villains ever. Not only that, but for some reason they are absolutely intent on stealing Pikachu from Ash. Why? What's so great about Pikachu? They spend so much time chasing after this one Pokemon when they could just go out and catch way more than that. Not to mention that there's some of the worst trainers out there, usually unable to control them, whether it's Wobbuffet popping up every time they do their speech or Victory Bell nomming James every chance he gets. These two are about as incompetent as it gets. Number 4. Goku from Dragon Ball Z. You probably saw this one coming. Goku is pretty famous for his stupidity. While he's an amazing fighter, he has one of the most single-track minds I've ever seen. Whether he's asking Oolong the with pig if he likes bacon, or patting people's crotches to determine their gender. He's constantly one-upping himself in terms of stupidity. He can fight several people at once without a scratch, but if you ask him about anything that isn't related to fighting, it's like talking to a brick wall. Except at least a brick wall knows how to keep quiet. He's gotten even dumber as the seasons wore on, becoming almost a comic relief in Dragon Ball Super. Some people like this, and others are annoyed that he's become such a ham because it takes away from his bad. Personally, I'm fine with him being more silly. It makes the awesome moments even more awesome when he changes from the goofy guy to Super Saiyan Blue. Number 3. Isaac and Miriah from Bakano. This anime Bonnie and Clyde duo began their adventures with an act of some stupidity. They mistook an immortality elixir for alcohol and drank it in celebration, which granted them eternal youth. This allowed them to spread their stupidity for years and years. Probably the biggest indicator of their brainlessness is the fact that it took them 70 years to realize they were immortal. Like, 10 years later, I get that you might not notice. Maybe you're aging well. 20 years, okay, something's up. But when you haven't aged at all after 30 years, you should realize what's going on. But nope. 70 years. These two are prime examples of ignorance is bliss, since they seem impossible to bring down with near endless optimism. And don't even get me started on their crimes. Trying to steal time itself by stealing some watches, or stealing the entrance to a museum to stop people from entering? They dumb. But they're also hilarious and two of my favorite anime characters of all time. Number 2. Luffy from One Piece. Monkey D. Luffy is probably the most outwardly dumb character on this list. He definitely has redeeming qualities with tons of practical knowledge and experience, but he's straight up dumb. Other characters even call him dumb, quite often, and I can't really blame them. Even though he's weak to water because of the devil fruit, he manages to forget about it time and time again, much to the frustration of his crew members. However, not only would he be terrible at Jeopardy, but he's insanely reckless at times. While his recklessness does sometimes work out well, it's often more to do with luck than anything else. That said, his unpredictability is actually one of his strongest weapons because his enemies never know what he'll do next. Even though he's quite successful and his stupidity doesn't seem to stop him from gaining allies and increasing his bounty. To give him some credit, if my brain was made of rubber, I probably wouldn't be the sharpest tool in the shed either. Number 1. Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, this one's kind of a given. Majin Buu takes the whole naive stupidity thing to a whole new level, being basically a 2-year-old in the body of an incredibly powerful being. Any character that makes Goku look smart must be pretty damn stupid. First of all, he speaks in third person, and that makes Ron want to hang himself. Second, he seems to have no idea how anything at all works, often messing things up even after they've been explained. Third, he seems to be completely unaware of his surroundings, so totally oblivious to anything around him. I mean, I could go on forever. He's dumb. You know it, I know it, he probably doesn't know it, because he's dumb. And that's why he's number 1. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more nerdy videos, subscribe to Top 10 Nerd. Let me know what other anime top 10s you'd like to see in the comments down below. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie LaFurgey with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.